welcome to Leaders of Tomorrow, 18 hours daily platform for the Indian micro, small and medium enterprise sector. On the series, it's our endeavor to celebrate entrepreneurship, bring you expert advice from renowned business leaders and help you grow every aspect of your business. Today, we're touching on a topic which is very close to my heart. On MSME Dialogues today, we are talking about and to women leaders and entrepreneurs. I have with me on the panel today 3 women with 3 unique ideas and 3 unique products. First and foremost, joining us from Bengaluru is Latika Bai. She's the founder trustee of Sonder Connect. Joining me right here in the Mumbai studio, I have Chetna Gala Sinha. She is the founder of the Mandeshi Mahila Sahakari Bank. And joining us from Ahmedabad, Aditi Gupta, co-founder of Rapida. Thank you all very much for being here with us today and running us through what the entrepreneurial journey and also what it means to be starting out, particularly as women founders. Latika, let me start with you first. You've set up Sonder Connect. It's a fund that invests in women and women-founded companies and women entrepreneurs and women, small companies and MSMEs. Give us a brief sense of what really has led up to that.
One of the key areas that we feel that needs focus is our women entrepreneurs and helping them scale. Now, scaling is not all about money and raising funding. It also is about helping them understand what you have to do once you get the money and what are the different aspects that one needs to focus on. So the initial idea was to create a fund to invest, but as we met with more and more female founders, we realized that it is a combination of both deep mentoring and funding that will help the entrepreneur scale. So Sonder Connect is all about powering female founders, and we are ready with our program in terms of helping founders take their businesses to the next level. We had about 60 plus applicants who came in and wanted to be a part of the Ignite program, which has been sponsored by BM and powered by Black Box, of which we are going to be working with 14 female founders from all over the country. And we are very excited about this first launch program that we have here in Bangalore.
Chetna, you have a very unique product in the sense that you lend specifically to women in the rural areas. Give us a sense of how things have really changed on the ground since when you started to where you are now.
We started Mahila Cooperative Bank. The idea came from women, rural women, and they were not asking for credit or loan. They were talking about savings. And when they said they wanted to do, one of our women, Kantabai, she was a street vendor and she wanted to save. And she said, I want to save daily. And she went to the different banks to open the accounts, and accounts didn't open. This is 15 years back. So then we thought, why can't she should, it is her fundamental right to get an opportunity to save. And that's how Mandeshi Mahila Cooperative Bank started. We started mobilizing women. So the focus was from beginning the savings, and that's how the bank started. But I'm very proud that this is a Mahila bank started in a rural area with no outside support. Women brought in all the capital and the bank started. Today we have around 130 crores of business, and these women are not only just doing savings, they are taking loans. They are also have a pension product. We have a partnership. Which is very clear that women in rural areas who are street vendors, who cash flows are daily, they want to save, they want to take loan, they want to start their business, and they want to do the long-term savings like pension. So what does it mean is that in the ground, those who are poor, they want to be a part of mainstream banking system, and that's what Mandeshi did.
If you're talking about innovation, my next guest definitely redefines the entire concept of innovation entering a very unique space. Aditi Gupta, not only is this product that you've set up very unique, it's also considered very taboo, particularly in a country like India. You've set up Rapida to talk to women and girls about menstrual education and health and hygiene. Give us a sense of where the idea came about.
I think the need to address the unawareness about menstruation came because of my own experience of facing the menstrual taboo, and I and my co-founder Tuhin, we are a husband-wife duo. We set up this entire enterprise to address this issue. The idea came while we were studying at the National Institute of Design. We were really surprised to see that we, being so well educated, were so less informed about menstruation. In retrospection, we realized that I started getting menstruation in class 7, and the chapter which talked about periods came much later in class 9. And my science teacher, who was a very friendly teacher, he would make all the lessons seem easy and fun, skip the chapter. And there was a lot of myths and misconception that was followed in my home, and every woman in our family followed the same. So this is how I grew up, looking at menstruation as something to be a very unspeakable sin, happens every month. And Tuhin is just 2 brothers, so his mother kept this phenomena such a secret that he did not know that it exists, and women and girls face it every month. So this was when we were growing up, and this is how we grew up and formed our let's say, behavior towards the subject. We were wondering what can we do to change the scenario, but first we conducted a research with our friends, and then later we moved to schools and local communities to ask what is the scenario now, and we found that things have been the same, which was 18 years back when we were growing up. In fact, girls now get their periods in class 5, and the chapter which talks about menstruation still comes in class 8, 9, and in 10th you check out any board that is there in our country. So as communication design, because we were studying communication design at NID, we saw it more like a communication design problem, because the information that is there about periods which needs to be given to the girl is not I won't say it's like a rocket science, it's a very simple concept. It's talked in a very vaguely manner in textbooks, and definitely not at home. So we want to address this. We also knew that it is an inherent shame that stops people, because the way culturally we are, and we should respect that. So we were very particular in terms of making our material culturally sensitive. We wanted to make the tool which would help people to overcome their shame and talk about it, and hence the idea of Menstrupedia comic book came. We tested the prototype, it was working. Girls, we give this book to the principal, to the parents, and also to the girls. They were reading it in front of their parents. That was exactly what we were aiming at, and we got a tremendous response, and hence the whole idea of making a comic book started.
Latika, let me come to you. You, of course, see a wide variety of companies that pitch to you. Would you say that from when you started Sonder Connect, you've seen a difference in the kind of companies that women entrepreneurs are pitching to you, or are they still drawn to your typical companies? Has there been a change, essentially, is what I'm trying to understand?
It's been, a phenomenal journey for all of us at Sonder Connect in terms of the businesses that have approached us, which have been female-led. In the 14 founders that we have selected, we have someone from Delhi who has an online adult toy store, to someone, OncoStem Diagnostics, who has created a diagnostic test for chemotherapy, to someone in Kanpur who has a company that is doing work in renewable space in terms of creating products that are eco-friendly. So it has been a wonderful surprise for all of us to see that there are varied businesses that the female founders are looking and getting into, and these are businesses that already exist. They have a product in most cases which is beyond the prototype stage and making money. So it is just wonderful to see that it isn't the stereotype, and when I say stereotype, typically what happens is, I've observed in the past that many of the female founders start with lifestyle businesses. They want to keep themselves occupied, but not necessarily full-time as a result of their children and other commitments at home, and it's a onesie-twosie thing. But here these are businesses with potentials that could grow up, and we hope, as Sonder Connect and the community of mentors that support Sonder Connect, that we can actually get some unicorns coming out of this program.
I know that the idea behind Sonder Connect was really to encourage more entrepreneurship and companies being set up by women. Are you happy now that at least we've made a start in the sense of more women being drawn to set up their own companies, or are we still a long way away?
Here is the good you, Sunanda. I think, initially about 18 months ago when we were discussing Sonda Connect, I think the question mark was, are there female entrepreneurs and are there enough? As we got into it in more detail, we realized, yes, there are many, young women and women of all ages getting into entrepreneurship. However, the area that we found was a challenge was scaling the business. So they would have been in business for 18 months to 3 years, and now they are unaware about how do they scale the business. And this is a very, very important part of the entrepreneurial life cycle. Having been an entrepreneur myself, I realized, it's at that critical stage when you're all ready to close shop and go, because you're not quite sure what exactly you need to do to scale. You need money, you need people, you don't have a network that you can lean on. That's where we needed to come in and do the intervention, which is get them to hang on to their businesses that they have created with love and passion, and to help them scale, both in terms of providing them funding and mentoring.
Aditi, Latika is talking about scaling business, and one of the things that you need for scale, of course, is finance. I was reading that in your initial days, you faced some funding challenges. You're, of course, crowdfunded. What advice would you have for the viewers of this show in terms of, addressing funding-related queries, whether it's going through the traditional route or crowdfunding like yourself?
Funding became really a challenge because our funders would, the people who will pitch to the idea, they would say that, who is going to buy a book on menstruation? And on the other hand, what was happening is that people were loving our website. Whoever in the media would come to know about Menstrupedia, they would write about it, share their views, and yes, the testimonials. So we said, fine, if people really love our initiative, let's turn to them and ask for money. And we did crowdfunding. We were raising 4 lakhs for the development of this comic book, because we put up all our savings and we were working full time on creating of the book. The book was created by me and Tuhin. So, but we raised more than 4 lakhs. We ended up raising 5.155 lakh with the help of 175 supporters. So we actually sold the book before it was made, and that was kind of really a great indication for investors too, to say that, hey, this product was sold before it was made, and this is what the market is. I would also suggest the women who are doing who are running their businesses with where the core the starting point of it is a lot of passion, and there are a lot of projects which actually solves social issues, to take a crowdfunding route, not only because it gives you funds, but it generates a lot of advocacy and marketing towards your concept or product.
All right, let's take a very short break then. On this episode of Leaders of Tomorrow MSME Dialogues, we're in conversation with 3 women with 3 unique breakout ideas. We'll continue that on the other side. Do stay tuned. Welcome back with us here on Leaders of Tomorrow MSME Dialogues, and today we are in conversation with 3 women who have dared to go against what's considered normal or typical, pushing the boundaries and also doing something different. Chetna, so what, in your opinion, is going to make the environment more conducive for more women to either seek loans and expand businesses, or to just set up businesses?
See, the one thing I feel we should clearly understand, and when I say we, I mean a banking sector, that people, when they talk about, access to finance to poor people or low income group people or women, they talk about access. But if you talk to women, they don't think that this is an access. They think of wealth generation, which means that, if they are taking loan or starting business, they want to generate wealth. They are not thinking of access to finance and all. So I strongly feel that whenever you have ideas, it has to be, don't provide poor solutions to poor people. It has to generate the wealth. And how will women generate the wealth? That when they start the business, where are the obstacles come? One, capital. Second, market and market linkages. When I say linkages, I just don't want to go theoretically, but very simple things that, you know, one of our women, she makes paper cups and paper plates. So it is very important for her to know the whole supply chain of that from where she will get the raw material, where she will get the technology and the market, and all these chains we need to provide. So we have started a business school for rural women also, so that they get this information. So that is second. And then third is that marketing. I feel that if women get an opportunity, they are good at market. And the most important is then once they become successful, the scale, they would really go for the scale. But when they want to go for the scale, I think there the very important significant factor is that ownership of the business, licensing of the business, all has to be eased down, which is so important. Otherwise it will, because women do not have time to go to one to other office. If you want to start a catering business, it requires 7 licenses. Why? I mean, there is so much.
Hasn't the ease of doing business changed?
As far as access, I mean, starting the business little bit, yes, but still there are a lot of inspections going on and all these things. So it has to be relaxed, and then if then women have a confidence, then they would go for a scale, they would go for a bigger business also. But these are the obstacles. And not only that, I mean, I'll share another experience. One of our women, she started a fast food stall in the near the on the road and on the street, and she was using commercial gas, which she is not supposed to use. But she was just, she should have been told by the officers that don't use it. Then it would have been okay, but no, she was arrested. We got her out from the custody on Monday. But if this is the harassment, so what I am trying to say is that, you know, this inspectoring also has to be much more communicative, much more you mentoring. It's not just you mentor it, and women, otherwise women will not take the risk, they will not come forward, they will not start the business. So these are the issues we have to handle, and Mandeshi Bank is doing that, addressing. We have a toll-free number for women, so that any issue comes in, then they, because you require to give them 24/7 mentorship also. Just lending is not going to help. There are so many issues, and the life of poor is so fragmented, and particularly women, it is so fragmented for everything, infrastructure, I mean electricity, all these issues are there. So if you give a mentorship, you give a hand-holding, I think they will show up.
So Latika, if I have to flip that around and say what advice you give to the companies that you invest in, the women entrepreneurs, in terms of how to really overcome some of the gender related challenges that they could face, and what are 1 or 2 of the top challenges most of these women give you to understand they face?
Interestingly, when we started looking at the various companies, what the biggest #1 challenge that has come to us was not about being female, but actually finding a co-founder. All of them were single founders and were looking to find a co-founder, and that was something that was really bothering them. And it wasn't that they wanted a male co-founder, they wanted a female co-founder. And we joked, and it's actually more than, you know, being facetious, that finding a partner for your business is one of the most toughest you know, things to do, because not only does your personal life and your professional life get intertwined when you're an entrepreneur, and as a result of it, things do go south many a time. So the #1 challenge has been for many of the entrepreneurs that we've worked with, that they are single founders. The second thing that I believe is really critical, and that's what we're working on, is when they come to talking about the business, the level of confidence that they should have doesn't exist. Many of them have some phenomenal, you know, either technologies, phenomenal ideas, which, you know, if it was a male counterpart who had the same idea, I think the level of confidence in which that male founder would have in pushing the product forward is far higher. So that is an area that we will be focusing on, in giving female founders the confidence that they need to believe in their product, need to believe that this product has, you know, potentially a national and international reach, and as a result believe in themselves. So these are the top 2 areas that we will be focusing on. I think the others are, actually a part of the program which will come in and helping them looking at different parts of their businesses and helping identify what areas are critical that they would like, help and mentoring and focus on and helping them overcome that.
All right, as we're winding down, we're running out of time. I want to get quick closing comments. Latika, I know this is a subject close to your heart. I'm talking about mentoring, but maybe I should start with you, Chetna. How crucial is it in your early days for entrepreneurs, particularly women, to find a mentor?
See, the important thing is that in business there are two things. One is that where mentoring is required. One is the sector specific, that whatever you are in a business, either it is a catering business or it is a construction business, so then that is one. But the second, which I feel is very important, is that mentoring, particularly in case of women, is that you are handling finance, right? So take a risk, but be cautious, and that is very much important in the mentoring. And also mentoring should be that it gives you confidence and courage. What we do in our mentoring program, we say there are 3 C's which are very important: capital, capabilities and courage. These are the areas where people should, that how would you utilize your capital, be sure, that is one. Second is that when you are doing a business, you need to know the market very well, and if you don't know, do your homework, and for that the mentorship is equally important.
Let me come to you, Latika. You're someone, of course, that places great emphasis as far as mentoring go. Just give us a sense of what you would have to say in terms of finding a right fit mentor.
Sunanda, it's important that the mentor and mentee have A, chemistry, B, there is honesty between the two of them, and as a result, when we were matching up founders to mentors, we were careful in ensuring that both of them will have respect for the other's opinions, right? You don't want a mentor trying to sway the founder, and the founder being saying, I don't know what the mentor is talking about. So that's very important, that they have that working chemistry and they're open and honest with each other.
All right, Aditi, let's close this panel discussion for today with comments from you. What the next 5 years are looking like for Menstrupedia?
We have translated the book into 7 languages, and we are in 2 different countries, Nepal and South America, where the books are translated and can be printed locally in the local language. We will translate it into all the languages. Also, book is one of the tool. We want to build a nationwide infrastructure, educational infrastructure, for helping parents, teachers, young girls talk about menstruation. We are also planning to, we have launched an audio-visual comic book where people sitting in any part of the world can have the access of these resources and they can use in their country. We are also planning to set up a Menstrupedia store where we would like to sell everything and everything related to periods and also feminism, quirky products related to feminism and pro-women codes and stuff like that. So 5 years down the line, it's more like we are going to reach to almost 500 more schools, make this book as a part of their curriculum, and continue developing our products to suit the needs of educational requirement for people.
All right, wish you all the best on that. Latika Pai, Chetna, Aditi Gupta, thank you so much for speaking with us here on the Leaders of Tomorrow. Do remember that you, the viewer, can write in to us at leadersoftomorrow@timesgroup.com. You can reach us on social media using the hashtag LOT, or always call us on that number on your screen. Thanks for watching.